That's what I'm supposed to do. If the house is on fire,
Yeah.
am I supposed to touch you on the shoulder or smack the piss out you?
Let's
The
go.
house is on fire.
Let's go.
The house is on fire. I'm not coming here to stroke no egos.
Mental health and the black community. Why is it such a downplayed thing? Why is it something that we're not nurturing? Just like you just stated, the longer you go without treating it, the worse it gets. And we all know it's always been somebody in the neighborhood. That's crazy, such and such. They got such and such going on. Versus, instead of the people in the community embracing this person, trying to get this person some help, we laugh at them, give them crazy nicknames. Why is that? Why can't we nurture those in our community with mental health instead of shun them or downplay it or tell them, hey, pray about it?
Okay. I'm going to say this, like I told Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club, because he's a mental health advocate. I'm a mental health advocate, but I'm not a Eurocentric mental health advocate. See, the problem is the reason black people are so reluctant to seek treatment is because most of our people understand that white psychology helped to create the very systems that oppress us and cause these problems. For example, every intelligence test, every traditional intelligence test was created by white supremacists. Eugenics, the science of racial extermination, was invented by who? A psychologist, Francis Galton. You understand? Who was Charles Darwin's cousin, who said black people need to be systematically exterminated and white people need to systematically repopulate, survival of the fittest. Adolf Hitler's entire master race concept was born in Britain, not Germany, from a psychologist. It was the psychologist who came up with the notions of intellectual inferiority. It was the psychologist who said that black children can't learn as well as the white children. Do you realize the architect of apartheid was a psychologist? The architect of Adolf Hitler's master race thesis was a psychologist. And the architects of Jim Crow segregation in America were psychologists. You understand me? Psychologists created white supremacy. So I can't expect my people to go back to the same institution of white folks who created the problems that they had. Furthermore, white psychology for black people is only about two things: drugs and money. They will service you to get paid off of you, and all they're going to do is write you a prescription. You feel me? That's why I can't tell you, go see a therapist if you're feeling depressed, because I know what they're going to do. You're going to get a script, Prozac and Zoloft. And you know why you're going to get Prozac and Zoloft? Because the drug companies finance the American Psychiatric Association. And the drug companies finance the American Psychological Association. The drug companies run mental health. They own psychology. They own it. And that's why people are pushing pills instead of therapy, which means the end result of going to get some help could be that you'll be the next chemically addicted African in Jacksonville, Mississippi. So it's up to the black psychologists. And one of the past presidents of ABSI is a good friend of mine, Dr. Kevin Washington, who lives in Shreveport. I'm going to see him Saturday. But we have to create a treatment modality. We already have it. The Association of Black Psychologists already has an African-centered treatment modality. The problem is it's not being implemented the way that it should. Why? Because individual Negroes are more concerned about their thing than implementing something that's going to be systematically beneficial to the all. See, our problem is we are still a me people, not a we people. The reason why the Mexicans are outdoing us, they are a we people. Arabs are a we people. Chinese are a we people. East Indians are a we people. Native Americans are a we people. We are a me people. Me people cannot compete with we people. Never have, never will.
Man, all right. I know it's some toes being stepped on tonight. Hey, but I'm here for it. I am here for it. So
ain't no need for me to come here if I ain't gonna tell the truth.
Heard.
I ain't about wasting nobody's time. And then I get emails from Negroes who be like, Dr. Umar, don't you think you could be a little nicer to black people? You're so rough. That's what I'm supposed to do. If the house is on fire, am I supposed to touch you on the shoulder or smack the piss out you? The house is on fire. The house is on fire. I'm not coming here to stroke no egos. Black people, black preachers are pimps. Black politicians are punks.
Caller. We got a caller coming up.
My brother, I just wanted to tell you, man, you keep doing what you're doing. You keep up with the struggle because, because we need more warriors out here because it seems like all the other warriors that was out here, like the Al Sharptons and stuff, they're not doing the job they were, that they started out doing. So you keep on doing what you're doing, man. And if I don't see you, stay out there, I'll see you somewhere else.
Yes, sir. One love.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate it. So, go ahead and give us a little more info on that book.
Yes. One quick point.
Go ahead.
Mental illness takes place within a context. All human behavior evolves within a set of circumstances. One of the best interventions is prevention. If people had jobs, they wouldn't be going as crazy. If people had decent homes, they wouldn't be going as crazy. If people had good education for their children, they wouldn't be going crazy. If single black mothers still had their men in the house, had the system not locked them up, they wouldn't be going crazy. So one of the best ways to treat black people is to provide them with healthy institutions that serve their needs. You see, if we're going to talk about mental health and not talk about building independent, healthy institutions for black people, then we're putting the cart before the horse. You need institutions that support the community so the community can be healthy. If the institutions are unhealthy, the people will be unhealthy. If the public schools are unhealthy, the people will be unhealthy. If the churches are unhealthy, the people will be unhealthy. If the governmental structure is unhealthy, the people will be unhealthy. You cannot find healthy people around dysfunctional institutions. Black Parent Advocate. 500 pages divided into 2 parts. The first half of the book is a collection of letters that parents can use and recreate and submit to the school to deal with the different issues they have involving their children. Let's say they want to kick your son out of school. He did something wrong. They want to expel him. I have a letter you can reproduce, submit to the school. What a lot of parents don't understand about expulsion, you have a right to interview any witnesses the school has. You have a right to present your own witnesses. You have a right to all documentation. And you have a right to challenge the basis of the expulsion. Parents don't know that. You have rights, right? So the first half of the book is not only teaching you about your rights, but giving you letters. They want you to get your son tested for a reading disability. You don't believe he has one. What should you do? I give you the letter. Let's say your child needs special ed, but he's not getting the quality of service he's entitled to. I give you the letter that you send into the school to request an IEP meeting to discuss quality of service for your son. So a lot of parents need that. How do I do it? I give them that in the first half. The second half of the book, I teach them how to understand the IEP, the psychological evaluation report, the behavior plan, the pre-referral intervention report. So basically, the first half of the book is the documentation you will give to the school. The second half of the book is understanding the documentation that the school gives to you. And that's the book. Very, very effective. Every parent needs to have it. But what happens is a lot of parents don't buy the book, but they'll blow my phone up all night. You understand? I'm like, I was just in your city and you didn't come to the lecture. You would have learned how to deal with that. You didn't come get the book because we don't care until we are in a crisis. That's why black people are so reactionary. We only react to what white people do, if you notice it. They kill us, we protest. You see? They cut the wood off, we march. You see? Why don't we do anything proactive? Why are we constantly reacting to the white power structure? It's because we want the white power structure to do everything for us. You see that? And then when they do, when they don't do it, we get angry. When the truth of the matter is we should be more angry at ourselves because no other race has a God-given obligation to safeguard the future of black people. If we want to be around another 1,000 years on this planet, we had better well start acting like it and get to work. Because the only way our future is guaranteed is if we guarantee it. Nobody's going to save black people except black people. Not the Democratic Party, not the church, but not even Jesus is coming for you. Jesus is pissed off. You see? Because God put black people in charge. Think about it now. We're the first people. We're the mothers and fathers of this. Do you know that there's 10 people on the planet Earth who have more wealth than the rest of the world combined. Let me say that again. There's 10 white men who have more wealth than the rest of the world combined. Do you know during these 2 years that we was in COVID, the income for the top 1% richest people in the world doubled? Stay with me. The income for the top 1% richest people in the world doubled during COVID, and the income for the other 99% of the world declined tremendously. So this world is not only being ran by white supremacy, it's being ran by a dozen white billionaires are literally deciding the fate of the entire world and everybody in it. Can I ask you a question? Is Bill Gates a licensed medical doctor?
Of course not.
So why is Bill Gates on television giving expert medical advice, expert medical information?